All right, so in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about how to craft viral captions. And this is my personal framework for my short form videos. And if you guys don't have context, my name's Cole, and I have over 7 million followers across all my short form platforms, or all my social media platforms, over 4 billion plus short form views, top 1,500 creator on TikTok. I have around 700 something thousand subscribers on YouTube, 5.7 million on TikTok. And you guys are already in the Discord. So thank you guys for being here and hope you guys get a ton of value out of this. I give away all my information for free because I'm not a big believer in gatekeeping information, because here at OSSA.AI, I'm sure you guys know that's why you're also here. We believe in making influence accessible to everyone. And I don't think that gatekeeping information from the masses is a means to make that possible. You know, so OSSA.AI is a tool. You guys end up using it, great. If you don't, no problem. I hope you take this information and you run with it and you go succeed in whatever you're trying to do. With that being said, let's hop into viral captions. So here's some of the assumptions that we have. I'm a big believer in setting assumptions and definitions so that we can be in the proper frame to discuss the information moving forward, because I don't want to use words that people aren't familiar with. So that's why I do this. Some of the assumptions: you've created your own niche, or you have an existing account within a niche that's achieving success subjectively, meaning if it's 1,000 views for you, millions of views, whatever your subjective understanding of success is. Next one, you know how to write viral scripts. These are all links, by the way, to the resources if you don't know how to. You either have an OSSA.AI subscription or you have the necessary editing skills and content creation skills to create short form content on your own. OSSA.AI is not public yet, but on the 1st, we're going to early access. So that's about a week and a half. You know how to select viral sounds, and you're willing and able to post at least once a day for 2 to 4 weeks to test. And lastly, your content doesn't suck. That's a big one. Definitions. So borrowed attention, the act of taking what is already getting attention and using it. Caption, a short text for a short form video that explains or adds to what's shown on screen. Creativity is the ability to take existing elements from any domain and reorder those into novel combinations that are useful. We talked about that in creating, in this right here, creating your own niche. So if you're not familiar with that, make sure to go watch that and read that. Basically, short form video, just so we're clear, that's just a video without a person on screen. That's typically 60 seconds or less. A high attention authority figure. This is just someone who's well established. Think Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, Elon Musk. These are all high attention authority figures. People care about what they have to say. Very important to understand this, because as we dive into faceless content creation and short form content creation in general, you'll notice that videos that have high attention authority figures tend to perform higher, right? If you use people and names that nobody cares about, they're not going to watch the video typically. High attention words kind of piggybacks off high attention authority figure. Those are just topics, ideas, and terms that are trending, universally known. You know, think World Cup, presidential election, anything that is very high attention and specific to the niche. Those are like high attention words. And then what is influence? It's just the ability to grab a viewer's attention and make them do something different. When we think about influence, it's kind of arbitrary, but I like to define it as you're taking what someone's doing and you're able to change their actions. When we're influencing, what are we doing? We're having people like our videos. We're having people click links. We're having them go and comment, right? We're influencing them to change their actions. A niche is just a corner of the internet, in this case on social media, that has a well-established audience and culture. Pretty straightforward there. Short form video, just a vertical social media video that's typically 60 seconds or less. Very similar to faceless, except there's typically a person in here, not always. And then variables, these are the different things you can change in a short form video. This is something that I kind of coined that affect engagement, right? So what can we play with? We can play with the caption, the sound, the actual script, the images, the subtitle, animation style. These are all variables and things we can play with to adjust the quality of our content and how engaging it is. It's super important to understand this, and I'm going to dive into this later in the future resource. We're going to talk about that in how to analyze and improve your content, because we're going to be looking at all the variables which we've learned so far in all these resources, and then we're going to start using pattern recognition, which is the most valuable skill in social media that I've realized is that when you recognize patterns, that is the skill set we want to achieve. When we think about how do we get better at something, we are able to recognize patterns of what's working and then improve on those. That's later conversation. Quick introduction now that we understand the assumptions and the definitions. Captions are just one of the variables we play with in content creation process. If it was a piece of a burger, it'd be like lettuce. Assuming you like lettuce, it's a nice touch, but without a good patty, aka the script and editing style, and bun, the hook in the script and a questionable ending in the script or something similar, then the lettuce is not going to fix the burger. And this entire framework does not matter if you don't know how to write a viral potential script and have either an OSSA.AI subscription, or you know how to edit your short form videos that are optimized for social media engagement. Basically what I'm saying is if your content sucks, your captions will have zero impact, and anyone that tells you different, they're wrong. People, you know, have videos without captions getting millions of views every day. Why? Because their content doesn't suck. With that being said, let's hop into the framework. As stated earlier, a caption is a short text for a short form video that explains or adds to what's shown. There is no one size fits all, and I'm not going to focus on specific styles of captions. Instead, I'm going to focus on some of the main concepts I want you to understand when it comes to captions. captions. A really important key point here, the average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level. You can look this up. And what does this really mean for us? Typically, simpler captions are nearly always better. The reality is that we live in a time where people are becoming less literate and less likely to read or consume complex things. This is very important to understand when it comes to copywriting, when it comes to captions. Simpler is always better, and I'm going to show you some examples of that being true very soon. In general, these are the main boxes you want to check for a caption, and this is something that I came up with. It's 1, easily digestible by the viewer, easy to read and understand, which piggybacks off this point. 2, either 0 hashtags or 1 to 2 hashtags, and this is totally subjective. It really is. I'll talk about hashtags in a little bit here, but the reality is that hashtags have maybe some effect, but maybe not. Most of the time, the most viral creators don't even use hashtags. It's relevant to the video, right? So this makes sense, kind of goes without saying. You want the caption to be relevant to the video. And the 2 main things we really look at is 1, it either encapsulates a main point inside of your short form video. It encapsulates a main point, or it encapsulates the entire content. So if we have a video about Goku fighting Naruto, then we could either talk about one point, you know, the climax in the video, we could highlight that in the caption, or we could just say Goku versus Naruto, right? And that's the entire content versus a main point. And then a bonus is that the caption's universally relatable or recognizable. So it has high attention words, which we'll explain in a minute. But just so you guys know, just to reiterate, high attention words are just topics, ideas, or terms that are trending and universally known and familiar to the masses. So let's hop into it. Let's start off with evaluating some of the captions of the most successful video creators in the world. So Mr. Beast, everybody knows Mr. Beast. Let's take a look at some of his content here. And screenshot it. Here's all his popular YouTube shorts. All these captions, what do we see? So let's look here. Would you fly to Paris for a baguette? Giving iPhones instead of candy on Halloween? Do we notice any similarities here? What can we take away? It's a simple caption, easily digestible words. There's nothing complex here. There's no complex words. What else? No hashtags to keep the caption easily digestible, right? The average person reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level, and the caption is contextually relevant to the video. It either is explaining the entire video, would you fly to Paris for a baguette? That's this most viral one. Or it is highlighting one specific point, katana versus bullet. Would you pet a cheetah in Africa? Guess the gift, keep it, right? So it's either explaining what's in the whole video, or it's highlighting one point, right? All right, moving on. The caption is universally relatable or recognizable. So if we look here, his top video captions include easily digestible high attention words like Paris, baguette, iPhone, Halloween, The Rock. You can see here, all these are high attention words. So that's the bonus we talked about. The caption's universally relatable, recognizable, uses those high attention words, which he checks all the boxes there. Lastly, his content doesn't suck. And we're going to see the same exact thing happen here with Eric, or Eric, whatever his name is. You guys will see. You see the similarities here. Simple caption, easily digestible, no hashtags. Captions are contextually relevant to what's happening in the video. They're universally recognizable. He has high attention words that are easily digestible. Mr. Beast, dog, pizza, trampoline. We see them here. Mr. Beast, dog, talking about money, high attention, universally relatable. Pizza, trampoline. These are all simple, easily digestible words that are also known to the masses. See how that works? Also, his content doesn't suck. And then you guys see the pattern here. Once again, same thing, easily digestible, no hashtags, contextually relevant, high attention words inside of the actual captions. And then lastly, everybody knows Alex Ramosi. This is the last one. Once again, we see the same exact formula here. Simple caption. It does not need to be complex. We don't need to overcomplicate this thing. No hashtags. And the captions are contextually relevant to what's in the video. As you could see, they're encapsulating what's happening in the video. It's really that simple. And his content doesn't suck. You see how none of their content sucks? It's about the content. The caption is just the lettuce, like I said. If you don't have good content, no one's going to watch your stuff. So these takeaways, right? What are the takeaways we found from 4 of the top creators in the world, the most well-known people in the world? First of all, like we talked about, the captions are easily digestible. Look back at these globally known creators when you look at this sheet. Are their captions special? No, they're just incredibly easy to read and just brain dead simple. It's not by mistake. They either have 0 hashtags or 1 to 2. And I used to be really big on hashtags, but the main thing that captions actually help with, contrary to belief, is when people specifically search for hashtag topics, so hashtag love, hashtag Mr. Beast, they're more likely to see videos that are hashtag like that if your video is a top video in the category. If not, they're not going to see it. So I dive into in a minute exactly how these algorithms are categorizing your content, which I think is super high value, and I haven't seen anyone talk about in this aspect. And I'll explain to you exactly why like hashtags really don't matter. Obviously the captions are relevant to the video. We talked about that. It either encapsulates the entire video or a main point. And then the bonus, they're universally recognizable recognizable. And we talked about those high attention words. Mr. Beast used these ones. Eric used these ones. Sniper Wolf used these ones. And then Alex Ramosi used these ones. Obviously, like I said, I keep hammering on this point because it's so important. It's all about the content. Their content doesn't suck. And if your content's not great, your captions will have zero impact. Your hashtags will have zero impact on increasing the chance of your video performing better. Here's the bonus: understanding the algorithm. And I wrote it like this because it's just such a thrown around term. It's so arbitrary in terms of how people try and define it. So big social media companies like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram use powerful AI algorithms, machine learning and computer vision, etc., software to scan and organize every detail in your videos, like who should see them, aka the target audience. They use smart algorithms for this, which can even tell what your video is about, not just the hashtags you use or the captions you use. If these platforms can stop bad content, right? So explicit content, nudity, hate speech, things like this, it's also clear that they're really good at understanding what's in your videos. Like for example, with this video here, it wasn't viral just because of the caption. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at it. And then I'm going to explain why it actually performed. So let's grab it.
If I give you $100, would you go to Paris to get me a baguette? No. If I give you $300, would you fly to Paris to bring me back a baguette?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Actually?
Yeah.
Flight included?
Yes.
I can't believe she's actually getting 12 baguettes right now.
I hope Mr. Beast is hungry! Wow, I cannot believe I'm here.
Final stretch, Mr. Beast.
I'm ready. Mr. Beast!
Oh, my baguette! I honestly just needed one. Here, you can just have this, whatever that is.
Oh.
Did anyone even read the caption? Maybe, maybe not. But the caption was, would you fly to Paris for a baguette? So why did that video go viral? Was it because of the caption? Probably not. It's probably because the pattern interrupted at the start, the blur effect when it first started. You guys probably didn't notice that, but it's a subconscious thing. When you watch that back, when I give you this sheet, there's an incredibly captivating hook. It's the first thing that Mr. B says, which is this exact thing. There's a viral sound behind it, that classical music that matches the pacing and emotions evoked. Plus it's universally known. Everybody knows that sound. I talked about this in the how to select a viral sound framework right here. So if you aren't familiar with how to select viral sounds, go and watch that. What else do we have? We also have one-word animated subtitles, very high engagement. High attention words: Paris, $100, baguette, fly, Mr. Beast, Eiffel Tower, and there's a questionable ending. If you don't know what a questionable ending is, go and watch go and consume the resource of how to write a viral script. If any of these elements are not familiar, go and watch this resource, go and read it. Let's continue on the same example. So I'm about to show you guys how these algorithms actually work. It's really interesting. So this is an image classification model, and that's analyzing every part of the video. And this will really hit home how these things are happening in the background. So I screenshotted a scene from the short we were just talking about, and look, it understands what's here. It's reading every single scene from the video and it's analyzing it, and they have these algorithms, right? So it's classifying what's going on. What else is happening? Text classification. You guys don't really need to know how these things work, but I'm just showing this as a framework so you really understand how deep it goes in terms of these billion-dollar companies analyzing your content. Here's text classification. So here's the script. I transcribed it, and you can see it knows that it's evoking feelings of anxiousness, bravery, discontent, joy, but anxiousness the most. That script is very fast paced. It's evoking feelings of bravery and anxiousness. It's like, what's going to happen? It knows that just from what's being said on screen. See how that works? Audio classification. I took a clip, I recorded a clip, and I put it in here, and look, it knows it's classical music. See how that works? It knows everything about your video. This is all the data that's actually getting farmed from your content. What can we learn from this? Captions kind of matter, but hashtags are nearly irrelevant, and the actual content is what determines how well your video is going to perform and who it's being shown to. To bring this full circle, we might as well touch on the algorithm real quick. So here's a quick visual of how Mr. Beast's video was actually classified. So we just talked about this. Let me zoom in just a bit. But here's the video. And what's happening, and this is very high level. There's a lot more going on, but we have the text classification. It's looking at the keywords. It's saying, oh, Paris, baguettes, flying, $100. More text classification. What are the emotions being evoked from this video? Urgency, anxiety, bravery. What's happening in the actual videos? It's using computer vision to find that out. Image classification. Paris, Eiffel Tower, baguettes, money, planes, bakery. It knows all these things. What about the audio? Well, I accidentally put this here, but this should say classical music. And we were just looking at that. Up here, you can see it knows it's classical. See how that works? This is how it's actually analyzing your content. Nobody talks about this, but why is it so important for you guys to know this? I'll tell you. Essentially, how these algorithm works is, let's just say this is the group of people, and I'm going to dive into what actually happens and how your videos get pushed out. But take a look here. here. Let's say it sends it to this group of viewers. There's IDs, there's information on you, on every account that you own. They know your age. They know what kind of content you like. They know you like content with, for example, in this example, like Johnny, he's 18 years old. He likes fast-paced content. He likes content with Mr. Beast, money, cars. He's depressed and anxious. He likes giveaway videos. They have all this data. How do they have this data? Well, if they're able to analyze the content that you are consuming down to the most microscopic level and with all this metadata that they are essentially defining, then every time you watch a piece of content, they're taking this metadata and they're assigning it to you through all these vector databases and all these algorithms. They're basically saying this person likes content that has X thing. This person likes content that evokes feelings of X thing. And then they assign that data to these people, the users on the platform. And then they're going to basically analyze that content and then push it out to people that have certain identifiers that they've identified in the video. I tried to really break that down simply, but this is like what is happening. So when you get shown content that you like and you're like, how do they know? This is how they know, because they are basically breaking down these videos with all this metadata. And then when you consume a video, they're associating this metadata with you. And then when you have enough content consumed, they have all of this data where they're basically saying it's very likely that if I show the person this video because they've consumed this content and they have, and I know enough about this person that they're going to sit there and watch. And that's how the algorithm actually works, high level. And just a quick overview to dive into actually a visual of like what happens. So when you first post a video, very, very simple of what happens. There's that original performance evaluation. So maybe 200, 250 people. I know a lot of you guys, if you're doing TikTok, you probably noticed my videos stall out at 250 people. Yeah, because that's the first group of people that gets sent to. And it looks at the watch time. It looks like the watch time compared to the video length, the replays, the likes in relation to the views. These are all just small things it's looking at. And then if it crosses the threshold, it's going to get pushed to more viewers and go through this cycle. If your content sucks, it's not going to get pushed. And that's why a lot of people stall out. But if you have this understanding of, okay, what type of content do I have? Who's my target audience? What type of people am I trying to attract? And you can understand this at a deeper level, then you can essentially craft content that you know that these people are going to enjoy because you understand what kind of content they're watching. And then that's how you get your videos to get into this loop. But if you're kind of just guessing and you don't really have any understanding of who you're trying to push to, then that's why a lot of people stall out, because they don't have any plan. They don't understand who's the target audience, which we talk about in How to Write a Viral Script, which is another resource if you guys have not looked at it. So just a key point, I know that was a lot. I just want to stress there's no one size fits all for captions. It just depends on your specific content. As we saw, right? We're looking at all these examples. I can't tell you like go and do this specific caption because it's totally relevant to your actual content. So it would be bad advice for me to say go do this type of, style. But I know a lot of you probably reading this and you're probably thinking like, I can't wait till he reveals like the super big secret of like what hashtags to use, but there's really no secret. It's just following those key takeaways, those 4 points that I provided, and then making sure your content doesn't suck. Like this is the most important thing. If your content sucks, captions don't matter, like we talked about. But now that you guys understand these globally applicable concepts about captions, and assuming you've already created your niche, or you have an account, or you have an OSSA.AI subscription, let me show you how you can find a specific type of caption for your content, because I know you guys are going to ask. So I'm still going to do it. So let's talk about it. So instead of advising you on a specific caption style, I'm going to show you how to steal like an artist. Without already consuming the How to Create a Viral Niche, some of this might be a little hard to digest, so I highly recommend you guys take a look at this. So, and just so you guys all know, all these resources are in a specific order for a specific reason, because there's prerequisites to learning each one of these things, and each one builds on the previous. So if you're skipping over any of these, then it might hinder your understanding or reduce your chances of achieving success in creating, engaging short form content. Assuming you've already seen that, let's dive into it. So step one is identifying similar successful channels in your niche. And when I say niche, I'm simply speaking to finding channels that talk about the topics covered in your content, not pages that are creating your exact type of content. Just to be clear, we're talking about similar pages, not the exact same. And we talked about what a niche is. And for example, we're going to actually go into a specific example of an OSSA.AI beta tester named Chase. He's 20 years old. He's brand new to faceless short form content creation. He creates videos about random facts, and we could say that his niche is random facts. So here's his YouTube channel. Let's take a look. And I know I got to share screen again, so one moment. So here's his YouTube channel. Let's take a look at one of his videos.
Never hold your pee in for too long. Facts that make you question life. No one knows the last one. If you look like your mom, you're your dad's type. Only 1% of people can comment their birthday with their phone upside down. It's impossible to swallow 3 times in a row. The voice in your head can imitate any voice. The way you make a family is not very family friendly.
All right, so that video got 13,000 views as of today, which is the 19th of January. 111 comments. That's the type of content he's making. Random facts, really interesting, high engaging. Now that we know the type of content he's creating, let's find some successful channels that create similar content, but not the exact same. We talked about creativity and how to create a viral niche, and now we're going to steal like an artist. So here's an example of how you guys can actually go and find accounts that are similar to your niche. I did a step-by-step example. In this case, it's random facts. Go to YouTube, type in whatever keyword that is similar to the content you're creating. In this case, random facts. So we go to YouTube, we click on shorts right here. In this case, we're going to be looking for short form videos similar to the one that Chase is making for his YouTube channel. And now we're going to see all of these random facts videos. Now we're going to have to go and select some accounts. So let's grab the example similar successful account 1, which is Facts Plug. And let's take an example. And then a key point, you go to the shorts tab on the actual individual accounts, and then you click popular. It's going to populate all of the top videos. So you can actually look at not just all their videos, but what's performed the highest. This is a massive step because you don't want to be analyzing videos that are performing low. Okay, so what have we learned here? Let's look through. So the captions are contextually relevant to the video. It encompasses what's in the actual video. Captions that have to do with saving your life seem to be performing well. Facts that could save your life. Facts that could save your life. Another one. So you can see that's performing well. This obviously ties to the direct style of content, meaning these types of videos seem to have performed the best. And then the creator is using simple, worded, and short captions with 0 emojis or 1. So see how he's also following the concept we talked about earlier. Very easy to digest, nothing super complex. He is using hashtags, but like we talked about, do hashtags really help? I don't know. I don't think so personally. Lastly, we see a trend of life-saving facts captions, incredible facts captions, random facts captions, and shower thoughts captions. So those are the type of captions and type of content they're creating. So what should we do next? Should we just completely copy these captions because the video did well? No. And I'll tell you what we're going to do after we analyze 2 more accounts. And then this was another key point, talked about it. Remember, reading level, 7th to 8th grade. Keep it very simple. The caption should be easily processed by the viewer in terms of reading the words with the little voice in their head. You want it to be so simple. Second account, we're going to see a similar thing here, right? We're finding another account. Here's a different one, similar to Chase's account. This is called You Know What. I think they have a couple million subscribers. What have we learned? The captions are contextually relevant. What else have we learned? Shower thoughts, once again, seem to be doing really well. Creators using simple worded captions, 5 to 8 words. But also, see how they're numbering, see how he's numbering his videos? Interesting. What can we learn from that? So this is a brilliant strategy that Chase can use in his videos. By simply numbering his videos, when his viewers read the caption and see that number at the end of the caption, as you can see here, 30, 12, 33, it tells the viewer that there's more existing videos on the page like the one they have just watched. Boom. Because we have analyzed this content, we've gone through, we just picked up a brilliant strategy that we can pull over to our own content. We can start numbering our videos. And when I say we, I'm talking about Chase. And this is something that he actually read over this and he's going to be doing. He stole like an artist. He took this idea. He's not going to copy the exact captions, but he can take this little aspect and say, I'm going to number my videos. So when someone sees a video, they see a number, they're going to be more likely to click into my content and go watch the rest. Because it's that subconscious thing where it's like, oh, this is Shocking Facts 14, or this is Shower Thoughts 14. There must be 13 more. I'm going to go click in and watch his videos. Super important. It makes them more likely to click on the profile and binge his content, and therefore more likely to subscribe. And then also using 1 to 2 hashtags, as you can see. And then lastly, once again, shower thoughts. This video will make you smarter, and shocking facts. Those are like the highest performing videos. Cool. We see a very similar trend here, so I'm not going to go through it. But what do we do next? We've analyzed these accounts. Let's find similarities and craft our own caption style. So we have to be creative here, and let's find out what's similar across the board in these accounts, and then essentially what's similar to Invented Insanity, which is his account, and then use that information to craft our own style. So all captions encapsulate what is in the video in a very simple way. For example, if the video is about shower facts, then the caption is mind-blowing shower facts, #1, #2, right? Makes sense. It's encapsulating what's in the video. We're not trying to be, we're not trying to be super complex and creative here. It's very straightforward. Captions are simple and to the point, nothing fancy. We can see the captions are generally 3 to 6 words. These are the top performing videos in his niche, and they're all following that simple caption style. Some captions have emojis, some don't, which basically proves that including emojis or not doesn't matter. So you can if you want, but it's not really going to matter. And then 1 to 2 hashtags like we talked about. It's pretty reasonable to think that we don't need hashtags. And like I said, it just goes along with, if we're adding hashtags and it makes the caption less readable, which in my opinion it does here, I don't even know if I would want to include hashtags. I mean, we were looking at the top 4 creators in the world, or 4 of the top creators in the world earlier, and they were all not using hashtags. So like me personally, I probably wouldn't use hashtags, but you can if you want. So now that that we have all that information, let's take one of his scripts and this is the one that we just looked at. That's the video we're just watching. And then what are some caption ideas? Facts that make you question life, right? That's facts that make you question life. That's the type of content he does. We can read through this script. And then remember how one of the accounts was numbering their captions videos? We added that creatively. You can see here. So now when he does it, he can have like a series of content where people are going to click into his videos and be like, oh, this is facts that make you question life 12. I'm going to go look at all the other ones. Super important there. So that's one thing we just gained from that. Also, very simple caption, right? And I put hashtags here because maybe he wants to use them, maybe he doesn't, but you could even make it look like this. And this looks good enough to me. It's just very easy to digest, very straightforward. And same thing here. I would even remove this and then boom, it's that simple. Maybe he wants to add emojis. And once again, we do the numbering strategy that we found from analyzing those other accounts. We're keeping it very simple, easy to digest. Average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level. So don't overcomplicate your captions, right? Super, super simple. And that's really it. We've analyzed the similar pages, took aspects of what was doing well and applied it to his captions. That's it. So I know that was a lot of information, but I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This will be recorded, or this is being recorded and it'll be uploaded right here for this live call. And then, like I said, we have all these other resources here. Highly recommend you go through each one by one. You follow them in order because each one has prerequisites to learning the next one. I promise you that if you go through all these resources, once they're all done, they're almost done here, that you're going to be able to craft viral short form content and you'll have way more leverage over anyone else consuming other materials because this is the personal framework that I've used to grow my following to over 7 million plus followers across all my social media platforms. So hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys are already in the Discord, but for anyone watching right now, make sure that you click here, you come and join the Discord right now, and I will see you guys in the next video.